Hey everybody, this is Vic Benedict. Another long chapter here, chapter 12, the Caverns. Here is the Kaitetsu that we've gotten, we got from the last boss fight versus Doku. We'll still have to fight him again. He's even harder in the Labyrinth level. So, pull this switch right here, and normally in Sigma, that's all you would have to do, I believe. Just pull that switch and then you could jump on all the platforms. Or maybe not, I can't remember exactly, but I know for sure that there's a lot more lever pulling here. So, pretty much, if you just pull the levers in the way that I do them, in the order that I do them, rather, you should be okay. I may have pulled one lever incorrectly, but it all worked out for the best. And we're going to be doing a fiend challenge here, and I did a little bit of debating about how I wanted to incorporate the fiend challenge into this video, because it did take over an hour for me to complete in real time, and it was just me standing on one of these platforms and doing UTs over and over and over again to kill 120 of the Vigorian berserkers. And I would highly recommend you guys do not skip that fiend challenge, because in Sigma it's damn near impossible. Here, it's highly possible to do it, because the berserkers don't attack you off screen the way they do in Sigma. So it's a true nightmare in Sigma, and you'll get another flame in your key gauge. It'll be so helpful on the final bosses or anywhere in this level. So here, pull this switch. Just pull the switches in the manner that I do them. That's pretty much all you've got to do. Okay, so we're going to jump down here now, and we're going to get this Golden Scarab. But how I'm going to do the Fiend Challenge is that I sped it up, so it's like, I think it's like, even though it took me, I did 2 sessions where I killed 60 and then I took a break, then I went back and killed the other 60, so I had 2 reels of footage. And I think even with squishing the footage together so I could put it in as fast as forward speed as I could, it was still like, I don't know, it was like 12 minutes still, so I made like a 30-minute clip. No, I can't remember, you guys, honestly. I'm not sure how long it's going to be, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to speak over the first 10 kills, and then I'm just going to leave the rest of the fast forward footage in the video. It's really not something you would want to watch, and yeah, these fucking ghost fish. It would be interesting to watch, I suppose, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's you could use the unlabored flawlessness and stand in a corner with low health, but that's very risky, even with Talismans of Rebirth, because you might go through both of those Talismans of Rebirth in the course of the trial, and I'm really not inclined to waste an hour of my time just to get killed by a berserker, like 100 berserkers in. I'm not going to waste all my progress. So here's the last item here. We are going to be coming back up here to get the reward, Spirit of the Devils. So drop back here and save it, and you really don't even need too many items, maybe a couple healing items just in case. But equip the Dabalahro and the Armlet of Celerity, because it's going to take 4 UTs to kill a Vigorian berserker. See how they just crash land? So you obviously want to minimize your charging times with the Armlet of Celerity. So regardless of if you have the Sun Armlet or the Celerity Armlet, it's going to take you 4 UTs. So it's a no-brainer. Just equip the Armlet of Celerity so we can do this a little bit faster. You see how the guy backs off like that? And I was using the Unlabored Flawlessness, but its ET will do nothing. We all know what its ET does. Its UT would be effective, but it just doesn't have any of this spray attack here like the Dabalahro does. See how it has this lovely spray projectile attack on it, so we could hit that guy even though he backs off. So what you want to do here, there's a lot of times when, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but sometimes they will do their little area of effect attack on the platform that we're on. So if you're caught in that, just kind of move away or release your charge. If you're in a charge, you're in perfect shape because you can just release the charge and you'll be immune from it. But you see here, just keep one guy on the screen, and you're going to have to move the right analog stick a little bit sometimes just to make sure the guy's on the screen. But most of the time, you'll kill one, and then the other guy will run over towards you. Also, you see how I dragged that essence over to me right there? That's because I was a little low on health. Also, you see that guy was on camera? If you rewind that, he was on camera, so I moved the right analog stick over more to this side so the other guy would not be on the screen. So you see that he just runs towards you indefinitely, and this is just a matter of just your patience and getting 120 kills. It'll take you about an hour, and I know that might seem like a proposition somebody might not want to partake in, but trust me, it's highly worth it because this is not possible on Sigma. You cannot do this little trick on Sigma because you'd have all the guys rushing you and doing their area of effect attacks here, and I don't even think it might hit him, this attack here. It might, but I'm not sure. But I know you can't just stand here on the platform. So there's also a fiend challenge called the Great Bridge Fiend Challenge later in the game. With you kill 60 regular enemies, and then you've got 60 of these berserker enemies, and it's in one of those bubble arenas where you can jump off the walls and the sides. And we can't do this trick here, and the reward is lives of 1,000 gods, which is really awesome. And I'm going to really try to figure out a good way to do that. If I can't, I can't. I have to realize my limitations somewhere, but I will try to figure out a way to do it, and if I can't, I will tell you. But, we've got 4 kills. With the Armlet of Celerity, it does minimize that charge. So you see how I got 2 guys on screen here? You really shouldn't have any problems here. I mean, you'll kill one, and then the other guy will rush you. That's pretty much how they work. And even when they're in their berserk, or their quote-unquote berserk mode, they're not going to hit you with their attacks. The only attack that's going to hit you is if they do their area of effect attack on the platform that you're on. So if you need any health and you don't have any healing items, because you're not going to get any money for these kills. All these guys yield is blue essence, which is pretty good here in case you need some health. So if you need health and you can't reach it, just drag it up to you and use the health. You see, you can use the blue essence that you get from them to expedite a UT, and it goes even faster. And if you need health, just drag the essence up to you without fully absorbing it, and then you can just make the health back that you might lose. So if the platform does have that area of effect attack on it, and you're not in the middle of a charge or anything, just jump off the platform real quick and then jump back on. As long as you're on the platform, you're okay. And never press the right trigger to center the camera, because that will put the camera behind his back, and then that will look the opposite way, and then you'll be looking at the other 3 berserkers who are lurking around the area. And what they're doing is they're just hanging around waiting for their cue to move forward. See right here? Yeah, he shot me off. I'm glad that happened at the end of this, but see, I was in no real danger. I just had to jump off and then jump back on. Then he's going into his regular pattern here, and this will be the last kill. And I'll see you after I've slayed 120 of these guys. Alright, so this is the last Berserker. Finally got our 120 kills. Hope you enjoyed that. If not, I imagine you just fast forwarded it. So there's the Spirit of the Devils. We'll have to do a little bit more platforming up here. And now we'll have 5 flames in our key gauge. And if I'm not mistaken, that's as many as you can possibly have there. So that took a long time, and it was about an hour, I think. I did it. It was really late at night, and I did it, and I completed it. I just wanted to complete it just to make sure that when I retired for the night and went to sleep, that nothing would happen. You know, my data didn't get compromised or something, a power surge, something unfortunate like that. Anyway, jump on all the way down here, and now we're going to go back and save it and collect some more items. And do another Fiend Challenge. But this Fiend Challenge, I'm not going to fast forward it. I'm just going to do a lot of chaining of UTs with the UF here. Some people are asking me how you get this weapon. It's the same way. You get it the same way you get it on Ninja Gaiden Sigma. You just upgrade the wooden sword. And it costs... it's a very expensive purchase, but it's well worth it. So here's another Life of the Gods down the way. And then we're going to be doing the what I like to call I think it's called the Imperial Staircase Fiend Challenge with 120 of these guys here. But I believe you only fight 3 at a time, and it's not that bad. If you don't have much, here's the thing: I had about almost 9. I had about as much money as I could possibly carry over here, so I didn't feel bad chaining attacks and wasting money in that respect. But if you need a lot of money and you want to take your time with this, what you do is you'll go into the little tunnel over there, and these guys, just like in an earlier chapter, I think it was chapter 6 or something, I was telling you how to deal with some of these crab fiends without them crossing the invisible line. Well, the invisible line is in the tunnel right when you get in it, so it's right in here, right over there. So just stand there with the Dabalacro and do UTs. And when you get your kills, drag the essence over to yourself so you don't have to move, and you can get a lot of money, perhaps $50,000 in essence. But the thing is, over here, I don't believe that this little passageway exists in Sigma 2. In Sigma, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm actually really curious. I haven't played Sigma in a long time, but I don't believe that. You know where the tunnel is over there to the right over here. It connects to the area that's right next to Muramasa's shop, and it's really convenient. For the first time in this game, we're actually getting something along the lines of convenience extended towards us. But I can't honestly remember if that door opens in Sigma, because if it doesn't, then that's a huge failing on Sigma's part. Because it's really nice, you can, from the core. Suppose you're at the core level and you needed to go back and grind for money and, buy a lot of supplies and stuff. You can just go to Muramasa's shop, and then from there you can go over to the area in the sanctuary, or the aqueduct area, and grind for money. It would be nice if this game had some kind of a fast travel feature, but this game's far too old for the likes of that kind of new age feature. So after this, we're also going to be acquiring the Armlet of Benediction. And you probably think that's one of my favorite armlets because it has my name in it, but it is one of my favorites. But it's not... Well, the thing about it is it, quote, increases your essence absorption, meaning that if you just do a standard kill and then go collect the money, or drag the essence over to you and then let the money come into you, or the essence, you get more than normal. And I think it's like $50 or $100 more for every single kill, so it indeed adds up. But then if you've equipped the Armlet of Benediction, then you're back to, you know, the old slow charge, not having the Armlet of Benediction or Celerity on. That door right there, I'm talking about that door. You can open it from this side. So if anyone knows, please let me know, because I'm really curious. But I still feel not only should they remake this game, but they should remake it, put checkpoints on all the bosses, and just clean it up, make it a little bit more accessible to newcomers, and also have an armlet that lets you have 2 slots. You know, it would be ideal to have the Armlet of Benediction and the Armlet of the Celerity equipped, or the Armlet of Celerity with the Armlet of the Moon, or the Armlet of the Sun with the Celerity Band, or any combination. I think if you clear Master Ninja, you should get that, or not Master Ninja, but I don't know, some kind of a hidden item within the game, so you could play, you know, use it effectively on Master Ninja mode. But yeah, here I'm just chaining attacks and try not to use too much magic. But the thing is, even if you run out of magic and you're low on health and you don't want to, you know, waste money buying all that stuff, which is very expensive, you can just go to the old Xbox thing by Hans Bar. It's pretty close if you just go through that door. In fact, it's very, very close. So did an Azuna drop on that guy right there. Also, if you do have 5 flames in your key gauge, it's no longer beneficial for you to buy the lower potions, the elixir of the Devil Way. You want to buy the Devil Way, I can't remember what they are. I'll never know what they're called. The high magic potion. You definitely want to buy that, because that costs 20,000, and it completely fills. It gives you all 5. So if you were to buy 5 of the low potions at 5,000 each, that would cost you 5,000. So you'd actually waste 5,000 if you didn't just buy a high magic potion. So I'm making my way up the staircase. This wasn't any grand design on my part, but I'm sure this was the influence for that, you know, the big staircase fight in Ninja Gaiden 2. I'm sure it was. Ninja Gaiden 2 plays a lot of, it gives a lot of reverence to this game, and it pays it a lot of great tribute. And I really appreciated that when I was playing Ninja Gaiden 2. To see so many things from this game incorporated into it, like the incendiary shurikens, the windmill shuriken, and, you know, enemies and such like that. So it looks like we're almost got 120, and for this you get a Lives of the Thousand Gods. So it's really spectacular reward for just doing this challenge here, which is very simple. There's also one more, well, there's several more Fiend challenges, but there's one more that'll net you a Lives of the Thousand Gods. It's the Great Bridge Fiend Challenge. It's not accessible until we go back to the Hayabusa Ninja Village. So, and I imagine that'll probably be the toughest one for me, but I'm going to do my absolute best to practice it, and hopefully see if I could pass along a valid strategy that will let you beat it. But first I have to beat it, so just you're going to have to bear with me. And also, after we go ahead and save it, we're going to be facing, earlier when I said we're going to be getting the Armlet of Benedictions pretty quickly. Well, we're not just going to get it, we have to earn it, per the usual custom of this game. And to earn it, we have to deal with a Fiend Ryu clone. And if you didn't know, every time you fight one of them, a new one, they have a different weapon. And the last time in Sigma, the last one you fight, he bears an unlabored flawlessness, so it's a really suspenseful battle. Because if he's at low health and he hits you, you're out of the game. If you're at low health too, it's one of the most tense fights I've ever done. So we're going to go over here and save it, and there's some items over here too, over this log, this fallen tree branch. There's a map here. Again, I don't know why I get these, I just get them. So this one has, I think this has a golden scarab right here, and I didn't mean to smash the middle one, but you know, might as well smash them all just to verify what's in them for you guys, just in case you have any doubts. So here's the Life of the Gods. We are going to be getting another upgrade pretty soon. In fact, it'll be once we get into the Caverns. We'll get our number 36, and that will enable us to get our 4th Life of the Gods upgrade, and then we'll get even another one after that. So grab this golden scarab down here, and also I'm going to pick up this high potion. So the caverns are over to the left, but I would recommend first that you get your bearings straight, deal with the clone, the Fiend Ryu clone, and fill up at the Xbox. Don't wait, don't spend 20,000 to get a high devil potion when you could just go to the Xbox and fill yourself up for free. So anyway, I have this equipped here, and I think I only have the Armlet of the Moon equipped, but I took this guy out pretty easily. But it took a couple of tries because I was just testing the waters with this guy, and he doesn't really like to be Azuna dropped. In fact, I never could Azuna drop this guy. He wouldn't let me. So they do differ in that respect. So it's interesting to see the differences between all these guys. But this guy is wielding the Kaitetsu, so he's got a projectile plus a melee weapon. So you know the routine here. Just do your chops at him. Do the Azuna drop, even though it won't. You'll probably never get off the somersault attack. But just jump off the walls here, and just wait until you get to low health, and then take full advantage of it. Just be very careful when you're at low health. And I always have a Talisman of Rebirth when I'm doing this kind of strategy because it makes sense. So missed him right there. I know I got a really good hit somewhere. There's a pretty good hit. That's only because I have a lot of health right now. So as you can observe, the hit damage you put out is equal to how much you have received. So another fairly good hit. Not much to speak about though. Another one. He's going to have to hit me a little bit more before I can start beating up on him with this UF a little bit more. You see, I'm just getting these hits here because my health is just not low enough for it to be a powerful weapon anymore. So just watch out for the Nimpo. I put the column between me and him. And I believe he jacks me up a little bit over here. This guy is very fast. They're way too overpowered. But check this out. Bam! Game over for him. And he's going to give us our 5,000, I think. And we're going to get our Armlet of Benediction. And then, make your rounds, collect money, go back to the Pillbug Fiend Challenge if you need to and make some more money. Take a lot of items into the Caverns. It's very important to do so. I'm going to show you very good ways to deal with the situation so that you can minimize the damage you receive. But still, make sure you're fully equipped because there's, in addition to the boss of the level, we also have to take out 2 other bosses too. And deal with a lot of ghost fish, and it's just not a friendly environment. The ice caverns aren't too bad, but then when we get into the magma chamber, then that starts to really heat up, and we can feel the burn pretty badly. Anyway, equip the Dabalahro here, and I'm going to show you the best way to deal with these goddamn fish who we all hate. So I sped this footage up, but you'll know what to do very easily just because I'm going to tell you what to do. Stand on the very edge right here, charge UT attacks. The thing about the fish is that there's always some line that they don't cross, just like some of the other enemies in this game. So I put up the kill counter just to see how many I'm going to kill here. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a UT and I'm dragging the essence up to me so I can get more money. And then I'm just continually doing my charge. I didn't get bit this whole time because these guys just won't cross the line up here. And then at some point I dropped down and I may have gotten bitten, but I'm not too sure. I don't think I did though. Sometimes as you can observe right there, I had to jump down because all of the fish were at the floor level, and the Dabalakro wasn't hitting them with his projectile attacks. So this first fight, avoid it. It's completely unnecessary unless you're going for a karma run. It's a horrible environment. It's way too small. We're dealing with pincer fiends and dinosaurs. It's not an environment that facilitates. Sorry for stuttering. I'm an idiot. Facilitates winning, so, or even having fun. But there's a high potion. I can't carry it, so I can come back and get that. So in fact, I'm going to. So I'll have to make a mental note about that. And then just cross this little chasm right here and save your progress. You see the door over there? We can't go through there quite yet, so fall down and try to get a charge built up. All of these are optional fights, but you might as well take care of these guys because we're going to be backtracking to this area. I mean, we'll be coming back once we get what we're looking for down the road, and then we'll also be coming back to do a boss fight in this way. So you might as well clear these guys. They'll never repopulate. Plus, you know, it's a good chance to do some fun combat because that's what this game's all about. What else to talk about? Yeah, so the difference between this and Sigma is that you have to go around and collect pieces of ore. And to actually, you know, because I think the ore heats up the melting pot or the cauldron, whatever is going to make the cogwheel for us. So don't forget to get. There's actually more than 4. There's actually there's a pair of iron ore pieces right next to the boss's chamber, the final door. Just in case if you missed any. But bear in mind you'll need 4 pieces. Otherwise it's not going to work, and then you're going to have to look around for them. I'll show you where they are though, so don't worry about it. And every time I get them, I'll just point them out, and we'll start counting. So more of these crabs here. You could actually stand outside that door and use the Dabalakro to do UTs in that direction. But the problem is they usually don't like get right in front of you, so it's kind of it doesn't work out too well. But you can experiment with it if you want to. Okay, so we're going up here. We can't go to the left. Over there is going to be a boss battle. We can't go over there quite yet. So press jump and press Y to do that helmet splitter. And I seem to recall that I sometimes was able. I have the Armlet of Celerity on, in case you're wondering. Just because I like to charge my attack faster. And if you ever play this game and then you immediately afterwards play Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 or Ninja Gaiden 2, you'll be amazed how fast the charge goes. And I'm not really faulting this game. This is a different type of game. It's an open world game. So I'm going to use my high potion here because I knew that I had, if you'll recall, remember I passed that one up before, so I'll just go back and get it. And use this one and then get it. These guys are hard, these sliding crabs. I think you can parry their attacks, but I never really want to though. I mean, I don't really want to try to, because if you know that slide that they do, it's going to go right through your guard, so you're going to be screwed. And I don't really want to get damaged that much in combat. And I'm usually a risk taker with the parries, but those enemies, I just don't trust those guys. So here, this one, we need to meld something into that. So go over here and grab this here. This is going to open. This is a pentagon-shaped object. And see, as we come back, all of these enemies are cleared. So I like that. I like clearing the enemies and then they just stay away. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going into the magma chamber, and we're going to be greeted by some ogres or dinosaurs, or however you want to consider these guys. But You can just stand. Oh, here I'm going back to get that object I mentioned. If when we get into the magma chamber, you could just stand far away from them and charge UTs with the Dabalahro. Hopefully the ogres won't jump up to you, but sometimes they will. So what I do is pretty safe methods of using the forward Y power technique with the unlabored flawlessness to do damage. And when they swing their club at me, all I do is roll, and the cudgel won't hit you because you have iframes during the roll. So pick this up and do forward Y, and a lot of the times they're going to get their mace stuck into the ground. So see how they do that really furious 3-hit combo. Here's a second piece of ore right there, and you also notice, see on the right side, there's that white bar. Somewhere in this guide I mentioned that there is only one problem that I noticed in this game, and it was that white bar on the side of the screen in this particular level, and that's the only visual problem that exists for this particular port of this game. And it's not that bad. It's only one little minor issue that only happens here. So here's the third cores, these cores, iron ore pieces. So don't take unnecessary damage here. Line up your jumps very carefully, and then go up here. Always center the camera here. Get to the very edge of this, and then wait till it blows, and then go past it. And then once you get to the edge here, at the very edge, press RT to center the right trigger to center the camera, and then press down and A to get off of that. So here I sped this footage up, and if you want to, I'm using the unlabored flawlessness, but the Dabalahro works even better. But the reason I'm using this weapon, even though I know it works a little bit poorer, is because I wanted these guys to wean down my health a little bit so that I could kill them in one shot. But you see, you take more risk doing that, obviously, because see, the way they're right below you, it works out perfectly. It's this weapon's ET is horrible, but the UT will hit these guys if they're right next to you. So, and you could, because you're above them and they can't hit you. So I was willing to get hit a couple, and that was perfect. See, I was right at the brink of death, and then I could just kill these guys in one shot. It's a little bit of showboating or showing off, I guess, but it's a valid technique. And I think the reason that guy wasn't killed immediately was because I am at a really weird angle. But if I were to come down there and press forward Y on these guys, they would get killed. They would skip their second phase, and then they would just immediately die. But because I'm up here, like I said, it's a weird angle. So this is going to kill this guy here. So he's gone. That was a lot of range right there. It's nice to kill these guys once again, because we're going to be running through this area a lot of times, and once you kill them, they're all gone. They're not going to respawn. Same issue with these guys. This is a hard section because you hit the pressure plate right there, but after a certain amount of time, the platforms over the magma that will save you, they'll recede back into the magma. And that jump's a hard one right there. It's not really hard, it's just that it doesn't look like you can make it, but you can. And I always psych myself out. So I threw a couple of magics at these guys, some Inferno. I don't understand that. If you rewind that, the first Inferno just outright killed him, and then this one, it didn't. So I don't know how this game is working sometimes. There is one very bad spot, though. It's platforming coming up after we defeat the Firebolt Worm, and it's so awful, really bad. But I'll talk about that when I get there. Here we're going to be turning in 40 Golden Scarabs. This is 40, even though this is 44. I have a lot of extra ones, so I'm going to get another Golden Scarab over here. Here's the fourth piece of ore, by the way. So I have 44 Golden Scarabs, and then there's one more in the next room, so that'll give me 45. And then once I get back to the store after doing all these tasks, I'll have 45. And every 5 he gives you another reward, so I'm going to leave that on the screen, and there'll be an annotation in my item manifest and event log, as there is in every video. So this is a tough fight, and it's completely optional. You will be running back through this area one more time, so it's usually not ideal to do this fight. I mean, you really can't see much here. These guys are off screen most of the time, and their cudgels can just go all over the place. I mean, when we're fighting these guys on the core, they're gonna hit us right through the columns. It's just not even gonna make sense. So don't accidentally use any of the rations from Ayane. Definitely do not do that. If you accidentally use one, make sure you restart your campaign from the last save point. And I think a couple videos back I was telling you guys that in my very hard run I found all but one of the Life of the Gods, and I know which one it was. It was this one over here where we're on that platform that goes up and down, and you go backwards, and I always assumed that chest had fish, but I guess on very hard and Master Ninja, that chest that has fish in it, sometimes it has Life of the Gods. So that is the one I missed. I know it because I knew I avoided that room on my last campaign. It's this room over here. Traditionally, there's ghost fish in there in that chest. So you can actually get this Golden Scarab afterwards. Just wanted to grab it now. That's number 45. We're just looking for 5 more of those things. We're gonna get 3 more rewards for all these. So here's another piece of ore. So this will be the 5th piece of ore we've picked up. So you see, we even got one too many. So Life of the Gods. Now that one right there, that's actually number 36. So what I should have done is applied my upgrades, but I'm going to apply my upgrades at the save point when we come back. But just to let you know, that is the next health upgrade via those. And these fucking fish cost me 25,000 right there. And I'm going to have to rebuy a talisman of rebirth for 25 grand. Those bastard fish. So you see how every time you say you interact with it, it applies it. It goes up to 4. That's why I know you need 4 pieces of iron ore. So now we need to go back to the ice chamber, because this piece of that thing, whatever it is in the ice chamber. So, and it's cooling right now, so we just need to go back. And sometimes I equip the Dragon Sword because I think that they purposely make you walk a little bit slower when you have these heavy weapons equipped, like the Daulacro. Okay, so now I'm going to turn in that Golden Scarab. So this is a reward for doing 45 Golden Scarabs. You get the Fragrance of Hydrangea. And I believe that is the equivalent of a Great Devil Elixir. So very, very valuable to have an extra one of those, since we can only carry 3 of those. I thought you can only carry 2, but you can carry 3 of the Great Devil Elixirs. See right there? Anyway, so now we're heading back, and since I killed all the enemies, we don't have to face any enemies coming back. But I always land in the lava here. See this jump right here? Look, I make it here, but it really doesn't look like you can make it, but it looks really far away. I guess I didn't do it, of course. So it's just a little less stressful to walk through this area without those dinosaurs. And this here, I honestly don't know how you can come back without getting hit. And all those people doing no damage runs, I don't know how they do it. But they're magicians anyway. So you see how I'm being very careful. You don't get damaged very much at all, but why take damage if you don't have to? So go through the door and hit the save point. Backtracking now, our next objective is Jotunfrau. He's the first boss we're going to be dealing with in this area, so you're going to want to equip your Dabalachro to be sure. And don't forget to grab the item here, the cog here that we made, because you don't want to go all the way back and then remember that you forgot that cog of Vigor. What am I equipping here? I'm just looking around to see what I'm equipping. The Dabalachro. I'm going to heal myself a little bit. There's a nice save point here that isn't here on Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So Golden Scarab, impossible to miss that one, really. Oh, okay, looks like I equipped the UF. I like to equip the UF. I've been actually equipping it a lot more. I do equip it on the the boss too, because I like the ability to Azuna drop these guys. So Jotunfrau, he had a very tough mission in Sigma where you're fighting him and the cats, but it was only on normal. So this guy here, basically, if you have the Dabalachro, you can do significant damage to this guy. Just kind of depends what armlet you want to do. See, I didn't have the. I think I have the armlet of Celerity equipped just so I could expedite these charges. Yeah, it looks like I do. So as you can see, it does a ton of damage to this guy. So just deal with these. Just deal with the lackeys when they come. That's why I like to have the Unlabored Flawlessness equipped. It's just a great weapon. It's light. It's versatile. It's strong. When you're weak, it's strong, and vice versa. So these lackeys aren't too bad. I mean, they can be disposed of relatively quickly. If worst case comes to worst, just use your use your Inferno on these guys. We will be getting another Nimpo after this fight, so don't get caught in his grab right there. That's pretty damaging. There are I did notice on my last playthrough on Very Hard that there are certain times when you just can't hit him with UTs, even if it's with the Dabalachro. And I think that time when you can't hit him is when he's summoning the icicles on the ground. He's unhittable. I think that's what's going on with this guy. You just don't really want to melee with him too much. I don't think you can get hit by just touching him, but I could be wrong about that. So when he goes crazy like this, that's the point where I think you cannot hit him. So look like this guy's almost going down. I mean, they give you a lot of room to work with, and it's very easy to know, what his pattern's going to be. It's the same thing every single time. And I just need one more hit here, and looks like I got hit quite a bit over here now. So one more chop, and then he's gone. We're going to get the Eye of Ice. And then we're going to get the Art of the Inazuma. And as I said before, I'm not sure if it was in this video or the video before, that I have 2 Jewels of the Demon Seal prepared just for this. We have one other Nimpo. It's called the Art of the Ice Storm, and I honestly don't find much use for it. I think it's the equivalent of the in Ninja Gaiden 2, the Art of the Flame Phoenix. It's just that one Nimpo that doesn't seem to have too much use. I mean, it does have uses. I mean, you could find good uses for it, but in this game, you want the Inferno and the Inazuma. In Ninja Gaiden 2, you wanted the Inferno, obviously, and the Void and the Wind Blades, which are really great. So we're backtracking now. We're going to go back to the save point. We're going to use the Cog of Vigor to do a section that's not in Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Actually, in Ninja Gaiden Sigma, you would just go back and fight 2 firebolt worms, but here you fight 1. But first, you have to go through a little torture trap, and then after you fight him, there's a little torture trap again too. And I did it on my first try this time, but it is so awful. You have to do it so quickly, and they give you no time to complete it in. It's just you hit a pressure switch, and then you're supposed to run on a couple walls and avoid fire, and it's god awful. I was ready to just go into a rage a couple playthroughs back when I was just figuring out how to do it. It was awful, god awful. So you see how nice it is to have killed all the enemies, so we don't have to deal with any enemies as we backtrack to and from these areas here. Okay, so the left door is the one we're going to place this cog in. This is a save point, and if you want to get that chest that has exploding bats, be my guest. So here the flame jet's going to come, and you could hide behind these pillars over here. See how I just stood behind that pillar, and then go left, and then we're going to take another left to grab the Golden Scarab, and then on these harder difficulties they place these asshole archers here, so just avoid them unless you're going for a karma run, and I don't know what you would do, just throw incendiary shurikens or do UTs. This boss here, that chest right there has fish, by the way. This boss, you see these little rings of fire that he throws at you? You've got to, like right when he moves his head back like he did right there, then you've got to jump. It requires very precise timing, but it doesn't take much practice to get it down. I would have the armlet of celerity equipped here. So just when you see him like move his head back, he's going to shoot it. So just jump, do a very light and quick jump. So jump again, jump, and then do a charge. And at this point, even if he's going to spew more rings, you can just go right through the ring with your UT or ET, whatever you can get off. Normally you don't have enough time to do a UT, but if you have the celerity armlet on, you do. So, and you could even hit him. See how I hit him when he was in when it's in the little area over there, unlike the other death worms we fought before. So, pretty simple, but yeah, kind of hard. It took me a while to figure out what was going on because I couldn't dodge those for the longest time, and then I figured to myself, okay, let me try to jump through these, and then it worked. So this is the really bad part over here, but first of all, I neglected to do my upgrades for the Life of the Gods, but this upcoming one is number 37, and I have 36. So I'm going to go over here and very quickly, I sped this footage up over here of me applying them, but I do have 9 in my inventory, so I have 36, and I have 9, so see where it says 9 right here? 9 Life of the Gods. So I'm going to apply all these and then get the first one. So this one that I'm going to get out of this chest, this is the first one of 9. We just need 9 more to get our final upgrade with these Life of the Gods. So this is the really fucking horrible part here. I can't believe I got it on my first try, but hit the switch and then you've got to move very quickly. If you miss the jump, like if you don't jump in this first rock, just forget about it. Do very light jumps and then just swing here and then wall run, and it'll go into this little it'll start moving on its own. Like when I say that, I mean it's going to, if you get on the wall in time and jump to the other wall, it'll go into a little cutscene where the computer takes control of Ryu. So now we're going to tackle the final foe of this level. His name is Smaugen, and I'm equipping the Unlabored Flawlessness. And I can't remember what armlet I have. It might appear over here. No. But basically, I usually go with the Dabalachro on this guy. But I like to use this weapon instead. And for my Nimpo, I selected the Art of the Inazuma. You'll notice some iron ores on either side of this door. You don't have to get them. Right there, that little place right there on the cliff doesn't have any invisible railings, so watch out. Those iron ore pieces are just extra ones in case you need those. But we don't need those anymore since we already made the cogwheel. The cogwheel of Vigor. So here's the boss here. And he's got archers. I was trying to kill all the archers, but they never stopped spawning. So I like to go to the very upper left top corner. And I think there's an archer to greet me. Yeah, there's an archer over here. Drop the Inazuma. Stay in the very upper left of this platform because he cannot bite you if you're in that very upper platform. He does a heat wave attack very frequently. And if you block it, you'll take minimal damage, but it does hit you. So you want to roll like right when he rears his head back and moves his like flutters his ears. So just keep coming back up here and avoid his heat wave attack. See, like dodge at the last second like that. Then when he does this, well, when he goes, okay, now he's just putting his head on the chopping block, and I'm getting some pretty good hits with him. But he will start breathing fire, and it's just a matter of when you see him, when you see his head moving. See how he didn't bite me right there? Do that. What I just did. When you see his head moving from the left to the right side of the screen, just don't dash evade, because you might dash off the platform, but just jump to the right, and then see how I'm jumping to the right, then jump to the left, right over the flame jet, and see, jump again, jump over again. See, he can't bite me there, but one time he did bite me because I was caught off guard. Pretty much I'm just letting my health dip down a little bit so I could deal some really heavy damage with this weapon. And that was a very close call right there. I think I get in one really good hit with this Unlabor Flawlessness with very low health. They got that archer down there ruining my day right here. So there's a heat wave attack and missed it. And survived that heat wave blast. See how he just cannot bite you? So here's the hit right here. There we go. That was a good hit. A good, decent hit, and then he grabbed me, I think. No, I cast Nimpo to avoid getting grabbed. So I'm going to fill myself up a little bit. I think this is where I got grabbed. Somewhere I get grabbed. And I thought I was going to have a clean run without having to use a Talisman of Rebirth, but this was taking me quite a long time to do it. Too many tries. So I'm just going to equip the sun. Okay, so here he goes again. That's a hard attack to see. It started with me missing that heat wave attack. When just mash buttons, waggle analog sticks when you're in this position. It doesn't kill you outright, so that's fortunate enough. So just get up in this upper corner so he can't bite you, and then when he puts his head on the chopping block, chop it off. If you can, or at least, you know, hit him as much as you can. A lot of the times you're just caught in bad situations where you can't dodge quickly enough and stuff, and it's not your fault. It's just roll with what's going on here. There was a good evasion of that heat wave attack, and then I think he's almost just about dead. Yeah, one more. It always comes down to I need one little sliver of hit, and it looks like this killed him right there. So we slayed the dragon. Now we get a great reward for clearing this stage, the Lives of the Thousand Gods. So we're going to apply that, and I'm going to see you in the next chapter. It's the Fiendish Awakening.